Welcome back to
another
another.
Latina Wednesday. Woo!
Yay!
Yeah. It's gonna be another bestie episode because my
You
sisters
know it.
couldn't make it.
They
Everybody
living the
had a
life.
hectic weekend though. Like everything was so like like
Yeah, it was intense.
like se fue la weekend rapidísimo.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally,
It
I
sure
felt like
did.
okay, we'll record Friday, and they were like, oh no, we're gonna have to do it Saturday, and then Saturday I was like nobody could either,
Mm-mm.
and then
It was
today was Sunday,
crazy.
bro, y tampoco, and I was like, es que se fue así de volada.
Rápido. Pero fíjate que, well, to me, it's been a while because yo me acuerdo before all my transitioning. Los Sundays, it was the longest and the most boring.
Mm-hmm.
Y ahora son like, I feel like they're the shortest and
And I'm like, I have to go back to work on Monday, but I'm not gonna lie,
no, pero
but
quería trabajar Monday to Friday.
I know, way ni sabes, I like my job.
¿Sí
since
te
since
gusta?
I started doing stuff, I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this.
Doing more hands-on.
Doing more hands on, but I'm a little scared. Did I tell you that I made three calls? One to an
Ooh,
insurance and two calls to patients. I was like, oh,
so
but
proud of
one
you.
wasn't really a call to patient because they didn't answer. I left a
No,
voicemail.
but it's still a call, girl.
Yeah, it's still a call. And then one to insurance, which I was a little scared, but it was automated voicemail. So I mean automated voice. So I wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But still I was like, oh, I'm making calls. I'm using the phone, pues.
Sí.
I'm like, ¿quién me viera? Ay, me cae
Mm-hmm.
bien
Go ahead.
gordo. Me cae bien gordo esta una muchacha because I was there. I was about to say that her name, girl. Oh my god. You know who I'm talking about.
Yikes.
Your
A ver, vamos a ver.
your arch's nemesis. Así se dice.
Ay.
Yeah, she
Mm-hmm.
was like, cause she was like, one of the other girls were like, oh my god, so you already did authorizations or something like that, and I was like, oh yeah, I did already two. Y la muy estúpida, I've only done one, but I don't know if she was being sarcastic or she's really only done one, because she was
Ay,
like, I
pendeja.
mean, I don't like to do them because they're difficult. So I don't know if she was telling the truth. And I just saw it as sarcastic because by default I really don't like her because you don't like her.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if she was just being sarcastic.
She's being sarcastic. Es
Yeah.
que no es eso, güey.
Mm.
Es que está pendeja. No le
Se
sabe.
nota.
No es de que no le gusta, es porque no sabe.
No, see. So
She's done
yeah.
them,
So I
but
did
wrong.
too. And the way she said it, I was like, she's being sarcastic. She's been a bitch. But I was like, I don't give a
She's being
fuck.
stupid.
It's my first technical, my first full day, and I did two, bitch.
Exactly.
So fuck you. And I could have done more, but one of my portals weren't working, so I couldn't do the other ones. So
Mm-hmm.
fuck that bitch. Anyways, talking about the new job. Now we're work besties.
We sure are. That's the best thing ever.
Yes, girl.
Everybody's jealous.
I feel like
Talking
I can
bullshit.
feel it. The way they were talking about us, I was just like, "Oh,
Right?
we're the office gossip."
Mm-hmm.
But
Everybody
bruh,
talking about it.
the way that they were like, "Oh my god, I thought you guys were cousins." ¿O qué dijo?
Yeah, that they
Me
were
quedé así
thinking
como
that we
que,
were cousins.
"Oh shit," and then like,
Because we were
"Oh."
too comfortable.
Yeah, and then the way they were like, "Oh, you guys have the same vibe. I love that." I was like, "We know, we
I knew
know."
it. I know. Pero I feel like they are a little bit jealous
Mhm.
because obviously, even as much as you work with a coworker, it's never the same.
Yeah.
Puedes pasar años
Mhm.
working at a job, but you're not gonna feel comfortable like the comfortable that we have.
Oh yeah, for sure. We all up in each other cheese. Oh my
Okay.
god. But yeah, it was so awkward, and I feel like they can. I feel the tensity now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Now,
just-
let me tell you, you have to keep it short and sweet with those people. Don't give your whole life out
I
there.
know way. I'm not like that. I'm not Joanna. Cause shout out to
Sorry, Joanna.
Joanna. But yeah, I can't. I don't get that. I don't get close to people. Like obviously, I'm gonna have conversations,
Mm-hmm.
especially with my my new the person I shadow. Like, we get conversations about what we eat because she's on a diet and I pretend to be on a diet. It's not that I pretend, not that I pretend, but like, how can I explain it? Like, I'm on a
You
diet
want to
Monday
be
to
there.
Friday, but then
Yes.
the weekend comes and I'm like, ¿cómo se llama?
You're
Cheat
like,
day for
fuck
2 days.
this.
Exactly.
All your hard work
So,
goes out the window.
exactly. So, we go off on each other's ideas and shit. So,
Hmm.
but like other than that, like I don't feel like I can be like, oh yeah. So the when they started asking me about you, I'm telling you, I'm just like, like I don't know,
You
like
freak a little bit.
yeah, I freaked a little bit, and the first thing that came
Mm,
out was the first thing that came
yeah.
out, and I was like, I low key felt guilty though. I was like,
Why?
porque I felt like I was minimizing you. If they just knew
That.
how,
Hmm.
they just knew how big you are to me,
Hmm.
um, they
I
would
felt the
be.
same way. Asked me,
Mm,
and she's like, "How come you didn't tell me?" And I was like, "Oh, I thought I had mentioned it."
uh-huh.
And then she's like, "Oh my God, if I was working with my best friend, like, or she mentioned something like that." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I think I'm a bad friend." But I kind of felt guilty because, like, I didn't want to put it like that, like,
Yeah.
but then again, I don't want them to know
Yeah, yeah, of
because it's
course.
just like,
It's
son
personal.
bien, yeah, and
Mm,
like, it's personal to me, and like anything personal, I keep it to myself, girl.
yeah, yeah. Definitely.
And like, I don't want that back and forth thing going, and
Because
especially
they do
you
that a
getting
lot.
into something.
Mm-hmm.
You already know. Look
Yes, girl.
how like just the little days.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like, it's just not that, but I like to be like where people don't know because I feel like sometimes your name might fly out. And I'm like, what? I'm listening, because they don't know that I
Ooh,
know you that
gross.
well. But now I can't even do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, people know now that we're
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, tu amiga es la que siento que she gets a little jealous the way she asks about. No, la alta. Mhm.
Mm.
The way she just, ¿será que nomás no me gusta cómo habla? No sé,
¿Será? ¿Será
pero
mala vibra? No
pero
mala vibra,
no
pero off.
mala vibra, pero sí me da la vibra como que, oh, y ustedes fueron a comer, like I don't know, just the way she be talking. I'm just
Being
like,
instigating.
like she wants to get like the last tea. Like I don't know the way she says it. Like I'm like, yeah, we went to eat. I'm just like weirdo. Like, what's it to you? But anyways,
So you were
so
gonna
huh?
mention something
What? Oh yeah, I was gonna mention
about
something.
the.
So now that we're working together, I actually had to go to training for this program that we use at work. And like, girl, when I heard this, I'm like, I wrote it down in my notes because I was like, this is too good. A mí se me olvida todo. And so it's just the way that people get comfortable talking about certain topics
Mm-hmm.
that is like, what the fuck? Or certain people, I'm just like, okay, like, you're a fucking weirdo. Like, I don't know what it is. Anyways, so we were talking on how it's the law by here in Florida. I don't know anywhere else, but they said that it was a law that if on your driver's license it says that you're a male or a female, we have to by law call you by that. So Mr., Mrs., depending on the gender on your fucking ID, on your
Mm-hmm.
identification. If you're transitioning or you have different pronouns, we cannot by law call you those pronouns apparently unless you legally change them. And so then I guess just for technicalities you have to. So, you take that and you're like, oh, okay, like, okay, you know? But this
Yeah.
lady, which was Spanish, she started was saying like, oh my God, thank God. I was thinking about that. I'm like, why would you think about that? And then
Mm-hmm.
she was like, yeah, like just the way we are these days, like, como dijo, she was something about like, she said, thank God. And then she said, yeah, the world is very delusional. The world we live in is very delusional. And I was like, what the fuck? Who feels comfortable saying shit like that about, transitioning people or like the LGBTQ? Because, A, I'm sorry, guys, I don't know all the the letters, but you know what I mean.
Hmm.
And a
Yeah.
mí se me hizo muy raro. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, because I don't think like that. Like, I think that
Yeah.
everybody should, do whatever that they please or what they want or how they feel.
Hmm.
And then she went on to say, bro, and this really caught me off guard. I was like, no mames, way. And the way that everybody was like nonchalant about what she was saying, I was like, what the fuck? Nobody's gonna say nothing. And I felt bad not saying nothing, but I'm a person that I mind my business because I
Yeah.
feel like, as I feel like everybody should do their own thing, everybody should be
That's
free
the right to
to,
think.
yeah, to have your own opinion. My thing is just like, how do you feel so comfortable saying it in front of all these people?
Yeah.
Anyways, so the way she said that's a mental. ¿Cómo te dije? Shit. I gotta look it up my notes. I don't want to unquote her.
Mental
She's
health problem.
she's like, transitioning is a mental health problem. And she went on, and like then she started talking about how she's all about God and she's a Christian, que blah blah blah. And you know how our job is a little bit, they're very religious in our job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she just went on of, I'm like, why did you have to mention that you were a Christian
That
first?
makes her that makes you look wrong to me.
Literally, that's what I said. I was like,
That's like
first
the
of all,
opposite of Christian and
that's
lovable and accepting everybody, that you're not accepting everybody.
right. Like, that's always the thing that I have, that I question with religion. Is like, okay, first of all, they are very harsh with the LGBTQA.
Hmm.
I don't know. And community, but then again, you go and you say love is love, and God loves everybody and all this stuff.
So
And
why
I'm
can't
just
you love
like,
everybody?
it can be both ways, like. So yeah, so I just thought that was fucking weird, and I was like, I need to talk about this on the podcast because I wasn't comfortable. That made me. I'm straight. I'm an ally, but that made me feel uncomfortable because I was like, no
Hmm.
mames, güey. Like, imagínate
Yeah.
que alguien hablara así de, no sé, hispanos, or
Hmm.
people with disabilities, or
Hmm.
anybody else. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like, you as a Latina
Yeah.
should know how it feels to be discriminated or like look weird upon.
Exactly.
And I don't know, bro. That took me really like, ugh, and it still bugs me that I didn't say anything.
I think it's gonna keep on bothering just because that's who you are. Like
Yeah,
it carries heavy on your conscience.
yeah.
But I think I don't know. To me, igual. I try not to talk about it much because it's so controversial, dude.
It is
It's like
controversial.
it goes back to like
Like how we
if the
don't talk about
LGBTQ,
religion,
yeah, if the LGBTQ
politics.
has the right to be who they want to be, or who
Yeah.
to love who they want to love,
And think
igual
however
the
they want to
Christians
think.
have the right to say whatever too. So I don't know, when it comes to that, like, oh, it's very iffy.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I felt very uncomfortable. And I was just like, what the fuck? And I'm telling you, the way that I looked around, bro, just to see if I can see like a, like a face.
Like a frown.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like a what the fuck. Nobody.
Hmm.
I was like, I know
Was
my
she
face was
older?
like, what the fuck? I think she was our age. She was like in her 30s.
It's good. Okay. I can see it and understand it because even us at this age, we're, or maybe not, because it's hard for me to wrap around it completely,
Hmm.
but I respect it.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
You know,
and again, that's why I feel like I
but who
didn't
am I
say
to speak
anything.
up and make anybody else uncomfortable? I'm
Yeah.
nobody.
And I'm like, you don't know what that person is going through. You don't know what that person went through.
Exactly.
Maybe she had a bad experience. Maybe something happened to
Hmm.
her. Or I don't know. But I feel like we should all not judge
I have
people
a question.
unless you're
Yeah.
a pedophile, or there's some incest going on,
Incest.
or some weird shit. Then you should always keep your
Right.
mouth shut because I don't know. I just feel like unless you see like something like a murder or something, like somebody getting hit, or I don't know. I feel like you should. But then again, you get people that tell you Like, oh, por eso el mundo está como está, porque gente que no, they won't speak up for others, or like, I don't know. It's just,
Yeah, but I mean, okay,
it's
I
very
don't,
hard.
again, I respect everybody's decision, pero lo que dijo la señora que it's a mental
Mental
health
illness.
problem,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I I want to talk about that because there's a influencer. I think you came across it as well, that
Mm.
he does makeup, but he's married and he has kids.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, him, he went, he went, he was, raped. So he even says it in an interview that after that happened, that all the rape that he went through, the traumatic experience, he questioned his sexuality as well
Mm. But yeah,
because
that
he
kind
didn't
of.
knew if because he liked makeup and he was always girly,
Mm-hmm.
so
He
he
questioned his sexuality.
he so in a way, yes, it's kind of is like a
You never
mental.
know.
Maybe it's not like a health like something, but it does, as you can see, it does confuse a lot of people, especially when there's rape in between.
Yeah, like
I feel.
something like an assault. That's like that
Hmm.
movie that we were watching. The ¿Cómo se llama? Little reindeer, baby reindeer.
Ándale.
That the guy, he kind
Mhm.
of like he was going through it because he was getting assaulted by that
Mhm.
director guy, and then he started like questioning it, and then he started getting
Mhm.
confused, and then he didn't know at the end if he liked it because he let it happen because he liked it, or like, yeah, I completely understand. And like, again, I don't like, again, everybody has entitlement to, that's why we live in America. We're free to say whatever the fuck we want. But
Mhm.
I don't know, something just about what she was saying and how she said it, I just, the way she was too comfortable. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, you can have your own opinion,
Yeah.
but I think like if we haven't experienced it or went through it, then we don't have the right to judge.
Yeah,
You
for
can,
sure.
like you might not be comfortable with it, but tampoco,
But see,
mm, you don't have the right to say that, or you,
they're
you
like,
don't have the
you're
right to call
wrong.
yourself this or that. Or, yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, if you haven't, while when it comes to the women's anatomy or like the whole abortion thing, if you have the
Hmm.
right or not, it's like a man. I don't think a man should have the right to say,
To
hey,
fucking
you
talk
can't have
about
an
anything.
abortion or
Yeah.
talk about it because you haven't experienced it.
Yeah.
And even some women even at that, like they feel like they have the right to go against it. But again, if you haven't been raped, then why do you have two
Yeah.
cents in it?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure if you would have been raped, it would have been a different situation.
Yeah. And like, it's
I
really
feel.
easy to be like, oh no, even if that happened to me, like, I would keep it. Like, but it's hard. It's hard to say how you would
When it
react.
comes to your mental, like your mental state,
Mm-hmm.
anything dealing with your mental, like like all of that, I don't think anybody should have the right.
Yeah, for
Nobody.
sure. Yeah, I get you.
So, but that's the life.
Oh my God, I feel like you read my mind.
We
We,
that
we,
we did
we,
telepathical.
yeah, because I was gonna say
Tele-
that. I was gonna say about I saw a video of, like, on TikTok. It wasn't a video, it was on TikTok. Well, it was a video on TikTok. They, like, two people, they go on a table and you have somebody that does, that believes, you've seen
Yes.
it? There's a guy that was like, he doesn't believe in abortion, and then on the other side, somebody
The
sits and
liberal.
they like go back and forth on it, and I was just like, what the fuck? The way that the guys just think, and I was just like, bro, it's just crazy how they try to like argue their point.
Hmm.
And then, and I don't know how I went under the in that rabbit hole, or why TikTok decided to show me these videos. Because then I came across a lady, una muchacha, que she has a lot of health issues, right? It was so weird because she's like, literally, the video starts by her sitting on her couch and she's like, come with me to have an abortion. I was like, what the fuck?
What?
Bro, she literally documents her abortion on TikTok. She's in Canada. Literally, I'm gonna send it to you. Literally, she goes, right. She's only like, I think she's only like 6 weeks or something. And she goes, and when you're 6 weeks, I believe the way she explained it is that you don't do a procedure. It's just you take pills, yeah. So she
Mm-hmm.
takes you through the whole process of, because she has a lot of health issues, she can't continue the pregnancy because her body cannot. Just literally her being 6 weeks, she
A
was
high
in so
risk.
much pain. She has ves la gente que se le cae la butthole, what do you call,
Mm-hmm.
prolapse. She had a prolapse
Mm-hmm.
butthole. She has a prolapse vagina. Like, she just has all these mental problems with her back. She has extra ribs. Like, she's just a hot mess. Yeah,
Extra
I'm gonna
ribs.
I'm gonna show you. I think it's extra ribs or extra long ribs. I don't know, something wrong with her ribs. Anyways, so she can't maintain the pregnancy because she's always in so much pain. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, girl, she takes you through the pill she's gonna take, and she goes through the whole thing, and then she tells you, okay, I took the first set of pills. I have to wait 48 hours. And que no sé qué. And bro, tell me why she shows you her whole abortion. She shows
That's
you a
too sad for
picture.
me.
And literally, bro, she's 6 weeks. And I'm like, okay, that's a long time. Tell me why the thing that comes out of her is what you see in pictures that 6 weeks is. Es una cosita, no tiene patas, no tiene manos.
She shows you
Yes, I'm gonna send it to you so you can see it.
how
It's,
how did she notice it?
she said that she put a plate under her, so every time, like, she wouldn't bleed out. Like, so she was wearing a pad, but she never bled on the pad. It's just like her body hold all of the blood, and once she sat
Mm-hmm.
down and I guess she
That's
pushed a
what it would
little
come
bit,
out.
todo se venía, and she would put un plato allí para que detuviera todo. Bro, literally, you see the whole thing. Like, you see the umbilical cord, you see, but the
No, don't tell
the
me.
fetus no es nada. No es nada. Es como un
Little
clot.
blob.
Uh-huh, bro. I was like, bro. And I was just like, it's crazy
Now
how,
all that, I don't agree. Like you go
whatever you
do it,
want.
but I don't want to know it. I don't want to know
You don't want to
because
see,
if you knew you had
girl.
all these high risk conditions, then why
Yeah,
why put yourself in the situation where you're gonna get pregnant?
yeah. But then, like, I don't know, like,
Like I'm okay. I'm okay if it's because
you
uh
have issues.
again
Pero
rape,
cuídate, right?
but if you already have health condition, if you already know that you have health conditions
Yeah,
and
she
mental
says she doesn't want to
mental
pass
whatever.
it. She doesn't want to pass it to her kids because she knows that she's in a lot of pain all the time. Her parents are very sickly people, and she's like, "Oh,
Okay,
like,
then
why
if
wouldn't
she knew
I?"
that from the beginning, if she knew that from the beginning and she
Mm.
didn't want that, then do something so you won't
Well,
get
she
pregnant,
said she
man.
does. She says she's very careful, but things happen. That's what she said.
Mm.
And she says she's
People
28,
like that, if you're in so much pain, I mean, come
but she
on.
said that most of the time she told people, like, she told doctors that she had like, she had issues, like, prolapse, shit, like, health issues, and
Hmm.
that people just passed it on as she had problems, like bipolar disorder, like she had ADHD, like she had autism, like she had all these mental issues. And so
What
then
the
she
fuck?
had to ask for certain tests to be done, and like she had
Hmm.
to like fight a lot of doctors. She has a binder this thick, boy, um of issues and doctor appointments and fucking all kinds of bullshit. I swear to God, I'm gonna send you her link because I went through her whole profile, bro. Not her whole profile, but like,
But
because that
yeah,
caught my
a
eye.
bit.
Like, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I never seen anything like that. Obviously, people go through abortions all the time, but for
Right.
somebody to show you, like, you know,
I did. Yeah, you're
in
right.
detail,
I
and the
mean, we
way
need to
she
know.
talks, like, I don't know, bro. Like, I agree. I agree that not everybody should be kids, and you shouldn't be having kids
Yeah.
just because people tell you, oh, you're ungrateful that you can have kids. Because
Yeah.
that person, if they don't want to have kids, how they gonna tell their kid, Mom, why'd you have me? Oh, it's because people
Hmm.
wanted me to have you because I'm being ungrateful. What the fuck?
Hmm.
Like, so it wasn't because you wanted me. So
Yeah.
I do agree with her. I agree that you shouldn't have kids just to please people, like, or just to be like, be selfish. Oh, it's because I really, really want to be somebody's mother, or oh, it's
Mm-hmm.
because I want somebody to cuddle, or it's because I want a mini me. Oh, like, that's not
It should
reasons
be
to
more
have
than that.
children.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. The things she say makes sense to me. I do think that
Yeah.
she goes a little bit overboard by showing things like that. But then
Yeah.
again, we have to see the reality sometimes. Sometimes people need to see reality. Sometimes I feel like
You're right.
we try to sugarcoat shit, but we have to see the real stuff, because it's like
Mm-hmm.
we hear people dying all the time, but we don't see it. We just hear.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like that
That's
doesn't wake people up to do things. Like,
yeah.
I feel like people that are in the government too, they don't see shit. They just hear. Oh, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
feel bad because there was a school shooting over there, pero no miraron nada. Like, ellos no sufren,
Yeah.
ellos no
Like they
vieron,
nothing.
ellos no
Mm-hmm.
más. They don't feel shit. I mean, obviously you feel bad for somebody, but you don't feel what they feel. You don't feel their
Mm-hmm.
pain. You don't feel nothing. So I feel
Exactly.
like sometimes seeing things like that, you're like, what the fuck, I don't know. It was
Mm.
just weird how I went through that shit this weekend.
I mean, it's interesting, to
It
be
is
honest. It is.
interesting though. Like, I was just like, whoa, like, because
You know what it
me,
is?
me
Like
mentally, I could never.
yeah, I
Emotionally, I
can't.
could never.
No, and I can't see. Like I know that I have to be more open to that,
Yeah,
but stuff like that, it's hard for me to watch. It
yeah,
gets to me. And now that I'm older, I feel like everything that's out there
yeah. It's
like tends
scary.
to haunt me. It haunts me, and I think about it, and I think I'll overthink about it sometimes.
Yeah,
And you're right. We have to accept that that's the world.
yeah.
But girl, sometimes it's too much.
It is a lot. I feel like I was a cómplice por mirar.
You went along with it because she said, "Follow me." O
Yeah.
como dijo, "Come with
Um,
me." And
Come
there
with
you
me.
went.
I
There
went
you
one
went.
or I went to all the videos. But no,
I
like
mean, it's her right
yeah,
at the
I
end of the day.
guess. I mean, but it's not like it's changed what I think, or like, obviously some things
Mhm.
make sense to me and I agree with her,
Yeah.
but it's not like I'm
Hmm.
just gonna fucking do that,
We're a
because
little
at
bit different.
at the end of the day, we don't know what she's going through. We don't know her situation. I
Yeah,
mean, obviously she explains it to you, but I mean, like, we don't know what she feels. We're
that's
not
true.
her, so we don't know
Again, I respect everybody's decision, but
decisions.
just like I respect everybody's decision, I have the right to ask
Your
questions.
opinion,
Just like and give my opinion a little bit. I mean,
a
to
little
extent
bit,
where like it comes back to like
respectfully.
why respectfully. But I mean, at the end of the day, if that's what she felt it was the right thing, then it
Yeah,
is for her.
yeah,
Because we're not there living her life, but
yeah,
they did.
for sure. And like I said, I mentally could never. I don't know, just weak like that. I'm a weak bitch. I don't think I could
You're not
ever.
weak.
And it's crazy because it's selfish. It's selfish that I would never do that because of me. Like, who
Hmm.
am I to bring a kid to the world to make them suffer? You know?
Yeah. Hmm.
Because my conscience can't handle it, bitch. Then your conscience shouldn't handle that dick thing.
Pendejies.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
just like, then don't handle that other thing either, honey.
girl. It's like, you can't
No.
handle that. Don't You can't handle kids. Don't handle the other thing either. But it's crazy, bro. Like, the way that world is, and I'm like, oh my god, because I don't even like kids.
Right, we were talking about it. I was like, it's not that I was telling, I think I was telling my daughter, I was like, it's not that I didn't want kids. I just never thought about kids.
Yeah, of course
I
not. We
never
were
thought about
little,
having
but
them or planning them. I never planned them. I never thought about them. Not,
even
it,
after I
it,
had kids, I didn't see you that you're like, oh my god, I want kids too, or anything like
right.
that. It's like
I
como que
love
esta was
them to
like,
death.
Yeah, of
But when I
course.
was younger, I never thought about like, oh yes, I'm gonna have 3 kids, and
Yeah,
this is gonna
right.
be like.
Some
I
little girls
never,
are weird like that.
yeah, and I never thought about kids at all. I don't know what it
Mm-mm.
was. Never.
Mm-mm.
And when it happened, I was just like, okay, it happened. Like, and then
Yeah.
again, it comes to play that we were teens as well
Yeah, of
when it
course. And
happened,
we go for what our
So,
parents tell us and shit.
yeah. I mean, now that I'm older, I can say I'm happy with what I have.
Yeah, same.
You know,
I couldn't
I
have
love them.
imagined my life without my kids. I love my
Yeah,
kids. They're a little pain in the ass, but I
me
love
too.
them. But I don't like
Mhm.
kids. Other people's kids. I like your
I know
kids
you
and my
don't.
sister's kids, but that's about it.
Stranger kids.
It's weird. I don't know what's wrong with me. I
I
don't
don't
like
know. I
kids.
think because you don't have connections with the other people.
I maybe. No, but I feel like there's people that are like, oh my God, look at that baby. And like they're going like,
Ya que te llama la atención,
I mean, no. I don't know. I
¿no?
just like, oh, look at that kid.
Pendeja.
I don't look at a picture. Creo que me da más. I saw a video of a baby hippo. And I was like, oh my God, I want that baby hippo. But tell
Mira,
me I go
igual,
like that
güey.
for a baby? No, ever.
Never.
I'd be like, ugh.
You're like,
Like, that's a lot
ya
of
haces esto, güey.
changer, diaper changing. That's a lot of fucking. Mm-mm.
Pero es porque tú ya sabes todo
And
lo que se necesita to raise a baby, por eso
I
no te
guess. And
llama la
I don't know
atención,
what it
güey.
takes to do baby hippos. Bruh,
Exactly.
I'm going to send it to
Or
you.
mini baby cows. Girl,
Mm,
those mini cows, every time I see them, I'm like,
I want one so
and they,
bad.
no, pero espérate. I see people the way they have to wash them and feed
Mm-hmm.
them and
It
do
doesn't
all
look
these
hard.
things. And I'm just like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine once I have it, I'm gonna be crying my ass out.
Yeah,
I
because that's a
can't
lot of
wash this
shit to
freaking
pick up.
cow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's yeah. And those are things again that I don't think about it, but once I'm there, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna want to do it every day.
Yeah, because, girl, let me tell you, that shit's hard. Animals are hard. That's another thing. I don't like pets. I don't like animals.
It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard. Girl, you
Because,
don't like animals, girl. Says the lady who has a bunch of chickens
yeah, but
and
they're not
had
my
a pig.
chickens. They're not my chickens.
Ay,
They're my
¿y de quién
husband's
son los chickens?
chickens. I don't
Ay,
like
pero andas
chickens.
ahí feeding them.
Well, because I need to feed them, but other than that, I don't like them. Like,
See?
I don't get
You don't like them,
attached.
but you have them.
Like, he has a dog, but I'm not attached to that dog. It's your dog. I might give it
Mira,
food,
it
but
came
I
to the
don't like that
point.
dog.
You
That
you
dog.
had you had dogs, you had chickens, you had ducks, and you had a pig,
I know I
and
had
you
a
don't like
pig.
animals.
I don't. I like the pig, yes, but he didn't like me for some reason, and we just
Well,
we just thought I needed more space, and we're like, oh, to the farm yard you go. But and the
mm,
same with the ducks, cause okay, ducks are cute. They're the cutest thing in
they
the whole wide
are.
world.
I love.
If I could just stay with them, but they poop. They poop
I love.
more than I've
Than a
ever
chicken.
seen poop. They
Do
poop
they
a
poop more
lot.
than
Yes, girl.
more
They
than a
poop
chicken?
every 2 walks. They poop a lot of
Really?
poop, and it stinks so bad. Like after a
Mm.
while, well, everything's wet, and they have to
What
have
do ducks eat?
water. They
What do
eat.
baby ducks eat?
They just eat whatever chickens eat. Like this, I don't know what it's called.
What do
I
you
just
feed your chickens? Rice?
no. They eat special
Grain?
alimento. It's like pebble
Give them
food.
grain?
But they do get
Ew.
grains too. They eat corn. They eat rice too. They eat a bunch of shit. They even eat this little thing called something worms. Las venden así todas tostaditas. But you
Por
can't give
eso la
them.
cagada les huele.
But you can't give them too much because then they can get like like it's like candy to them. So like it's snacks. So you can't even feed just those worms. Hmm.
Wow. ¿Les da diarrea?
No, pero sí sé que se pueden enfermar. Como que Cami como que le dan como I didn't go too in depth with it, but something about like it's like they can get kind of like diabetes or something. I don't know, something
Wow.
like
That's
that.
interesting to know.
Yeah, but
Talking
chickens
about
are fucking
interesting, girl.
what?
Okay, so I read this documentary that it
Documentary.
I a la
I
madre
love how you say documentary.
documentary. Te digo que no soy
Documentary.
ni de aquí ni de allá, güey.
Okay.
Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
this, so I was reading that, and I'm gonna say that now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so they did a study
Mm-hmm.
on I don't know how many people that they compare each love. And so there's like four categories. Una is the love that you have for your family.
Mm-hmm.
Second is the love that you have for pets, for strangers, and for like random stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Son cuatro. Anyways, so they tested each part, like every time, like, when it came to your family,
Mm-hmm.
obviously that lit up part of your brain the most.
Uh-huh.
And obviously that's because those are people that you love,
Mm-hmm.
because they're like deeply, like they bring satisfaction to you and all of that.
Yeah.
Can you believe that pets light up the same way that you, for the love of your children and husband and all of that? They light
Yeah,
up the
I
same
believe
way.
that shit. I believe that. Because when I worked at the veterinarians, bro, you should see how those people go hard for their pets. And
I
you
was
should
like,
see
what?
dogs are very smart. I would like a dog, but it has to be my dog. And like, es que
You
me
have
da miedo, güey,
no.
porque dogs are animals are expensive. These people, I'm telling you, throwing 3 grand, 4 grand
I know it.
because their pets
I
get
know.
sick because they
Mm.
ate something when they weren't supposed to. Like it's intense, and then they
Mm.
die, and I don't like that. I already have death in me. I'm
Yeah.
already going through
No.
it. I can't go
Mm.
through it every so often. I can't.
Right.
It's too much for me. It's not because I don't like them. It's just because one, they're a lot of work. They're very expensive, and I can't go through the trauma. But yeah, I do believe it. I believe that you can love an animal like a child.
But some similar like babies. Babies do the same thing. They're
Yeah,
babies, and you're like, how do they know?
yeah, they know. Yeah. So yeah, I believe that, and I want to see. I want to be in that study.
I know. I was like, which? Tell me what lights up in this brain.
Like, do I
Because
love that
apparently,
person?
right? Yes. Que te diga de verdad if you do or you don't.
Yeah,
How much does that person light up my brain? I want
yeah, I
to know.
want to
Give me a
see.
percentage. No,
Is it?
not me about to put
Yeah, I
on
get
it.
it.
How much percent? When you say my name, how much of that brain lights up?
Uh huh. Probably like 2%.
Oh, hell no.
He's like,
I'm
¿qué
like,
es eso? Ah, es una lucecita bien chiquita allá en la corner. Ni se
mm-hmm,
mira.
the pinche end of the corn.
It's like, you
Mm-mm,
gotta close
girl.
one eye to see.
Mm. Ya allí mismo nomás regáleme el divorce
Ah,
entonces.
no mames, güey.
If that brain don't light up at least 90%, mm-mm, no.
90% ahora tú.
I better be your whole bro.
Okay, we have come to the end.
Yes, guys. So don't forget to follow us on all our social medias at Radio Not Latinas. And don't forget to rate us on, is it Spotify?
Yeah, Spotify
Yeah,
and Apple Podcasts
Spotify, Apple Podcast.
and
And don't
Facebook.
forget to follow us on Facebook and give us a good review.
News. Give us a review and let us know. Let us know what are your thoughts on anything we spoke about.
Yeah, because,
If you would like to share any situations that you've been through that you felt uncomfortable or you felt ¿cómo se dice? That you has felt like you felt bad for not saying nothing.
yeah,
Yeah, because that was my
I don't know
biggest
what the
thing.
word is,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know what the right thing. But with that, we are out.
We're out. Bye.
Bye.